the name of the budget is in the name of the president when presented to the parliament. Every money bill can be presented in the parliament only when the president grants the permission. The contingency fund can be granted and advanced by the president if there is a situation of unforeseen expenditure. The president judicial powers. The president.
Okay, let me first explain the financial powers. Then we'll go on to the judicial powers. All right. So, children, we have already done the 3 powers of president. That is the executive, military, and the legislative powers. Now, let us see the financial powers of the president. So, the first point in that is the budget is in the name of the president whenever it is presented in the parliament. So whenever there is a budget session going on in the parliament, okay, that budget session is in the name of whom? The president. Second is every money bill can be presented in the parliament only when the president grants permission. So if there is any money bill which needs to be presented in the parliament session, so it requires whose permission? It requires the permission of the president. Only once the president gives the permission, the money bill can be introduced in the parliament. Okay, so this is the financial power of the president. The next is the contingency fund can be granted and advanced by the president if there is a situation of unforeseen expenditure. So in case there is any situation, unforeseen situation related to expenditure in the country, in that case what happens is the president can give permission for a contingency fund. All right, have you all understood, children, the financial
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next powers of the president.
The judicial powers. The president can grant the pardon and reduce or suspend the sentence of a guilty person. The president can also pardon a death sentence. The president is not answerable for his or her answers to any court of law, but he or she can be impeached by the parliament.
Yes. Now, yesterday, if you remember, we came across this word impeachment yesterday also,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
I hope you all remember
Yes,
the meaning of the word impeachment.
Yes, ma'am.
Who will tell me?
Ma'am, can I tell you?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, may I everyone?
Ma'am,
No, here, tell me.
Yeah, ma'am. So impeachment is that the president can remove anyone if they do any wrong thing in the government, the parliament, or if there is corruption.
Correct.
Or
So,
ma'am, can we also tell that parliament can also impeach the president?
yeah, yes. Okay, now the president can grant a pardon and reduce or suspend the sentence of a guilty person. So this is his judicial power. Judicial power means what? Related to court, related to justice. Okay, now the earlier slide was related to the financial powers, to the budgets. Okay, now this is judicial powers. That means if any person is found guilty, okay, the president has a right either to reduce his trial or reduce his punishment, years of punishment, or he can even suspend the punishment. Okay, the president can also pardon a death sentence. That means if at all a person is found guilty and if he is been announced for a death sentence, so president has the ability to even suspend the death sentence. All right. Next is the president is not answerable for his or her answers to any court of law, but she can be impeached by the parliament. So president, as you all know, that president had how many years? The tenure of the president is for how many years, children?
Ma'am, actually, I wanted to
now
tell you.
in between this 5 years, if at all the president do not follow the rules of the parliament or is involved in any corrupt activities, then his services will be reduced or he will be removed. They will not wait for 5 years. Yes, Priyanshu, you are having some question? Okay, let's go on to the next power of the president. That is emergency powers. Emergency can be declared by the president when, number one, the security of the country is threatened by an armed rebellion or an external aggression. So whenever the security of the country is threatened by whom? By any external aggression. External aggression means what? Any country, neighboring countries. Okay, then he can declare emergency. Second situation is government of the state does not function according to the laws in the constitution. President's rule is imposed in that state. Okay, if at all any state government does not function according to the laws of the constitution, we all as citizens, we all need to abide by the laws of the constitution. If at all any state government do not follow the laws which has been said, which you have by through the constitution, then in that case what happens? The president's rule will be imposed in that particular state. Okay, so that means each and every state in the entire country has to abide by the laws of the constitution. Third, the financial stability of the country is threatened, financial emergency is declared. So these are the three situations when a president can declare emergency. Which is the first one? Who will tell me?
Ma'am, when the security of the country is threatened by any armed or external aggression.
External aggression means what over here?
Ma'am, external, like neighboring countries declaring
Neighboring
a
countries.
war
Can
type
you
of.
give an example if you are aware?
Ma'am, like a terrorist attack.
Okay, can you name
And
any?
the emergency
Ma'am,
during
the temple attack.
Indira
Ma'am, the
Gandhi's
temple attack which happened at Gujarat. There
Okay.
was a sudden, like the president appointed certain officers of the soldier, like NGH, national security persons, and the
Okay, yes,
soldiers.
Priyanshu, what you want to say? Yes.
Ma'am, one case was when is during Indira Gandhi's rule when she imposed the emergency on India during the 1970s when there was a rebellion against her rule.
Okay.
Ma'am, I
Okay.
have one doubt that
Was
Next, government of a state does not function according to the laws in the constitution. Now, who will explain me this point? Second, what is the second situation? What is the
ma'am,
second?
Ma'am,
Yes. Yes, Raj.
I'm like, if the government of a state, like the state government, if they don't work according to the parliament or the constitution, then the president can temporarily he can rule the state. It will become as president rule, and
Yes.
then he can conduct a election also.
Right, right. So if any state government, in the entire country, any state government is not following the laws, then the president rules will be imposed in that particular state. Okay, in short. Secondly, the third scenario is when the president can declare emergency, which is the third scenario. Who will tell me?
If the economy of the country is unstable.
Correct. If the economy, financial stability of the country is threatened, in that case also the president can declare emergency. Okay. Got it,
Yes,
everyone?
ma'am.
Has
Yes, ma'am.
everyone understood till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.